Hello and welcome to MAMOM, the podcast where two mics are on mic discussing their own personal top fives. And if you think we went rogue going off pop culture a few weeks ago with football, wait until you get a load of this episode. We are doing our top 5 podcast spin-offs. So that's podcasts, spin-offs that are a spin-off of this podcast. And we've completely made them up on things we want to do. It was you who came up with this idea, wasn't it, Mike?
Yep, purely like with the invention of this podcast, purely because I came up with an idea with nothing else, and it was like, actually, maybe we could do an episode on this.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to be a bit of fun. I think, so I don't think this is a spoiler. Mike texted me or called me earlier. We as always haven't revealed any of our lists to each other, but he said maybe we can do a poll at the end of the episode in which the listeners can vote for their top spin-off ideas, and we can actually potentially do one of them as a pilot. And I just laughed because I think I've gone very, very, very bizarre with mine. Like, I'm gonna say now, I was in the middle of a night shift. I was on my break, and I was very tired. That's all I'm gonna say about all of mine. I feel as though I need to get that out there now.
Yeah, I think. Well, is there any that you think could potentially be any? Like, how many of your 6, including your honourable mention, you reckon we could actually maybe do a spin-off of?
2, but
okay, so maybe we put up.
But we wouldn't.
Well, maybe put up my fart. Oh, even then, you still wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we just put mine on.
Oh dear. Anyway, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been decent, thank you. England.
You're welcome.
Getting out. Well, thank you for asking. I mean, it's been good. England are out of the group stages.
Yeah, finishing top.
That's it. Not the most exciting football played, but at the end of the day, wins are wins, clean sheets are clean sheets. So
it makes me wonder what happened in Scotland, because part of me felt at one point that there was potentially going for coming second in the group.
Potentially, it looked like the easier route at first.
But then I wonder if, because now actually this isn't that bad a route. We've got to the finals now.
No, exactly. We get past Germany, the route's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's just such a defensive, pragmatic coach. And then I think because it was almost like a derby, it was a big game, rival nations, that he was afraid to lose it, I felt like.
Yeah, which sort of makes sense.
Yeah, but not what you want to see as a fan.
No, it was like we went to the pub to watch it, and it was one of the... We just ended up chatting to each other, because there wasn't really anything entertaining in the game to talk about.
Yeah, exactly the same. Everyone spoke to said that. Basically, I was chatting with the people I was with and stopped watching most of it.
Although the pubs we went to, I won't say their name, but absolutely shocking. Me and one of my friends ordered half-time wings, as you do, and we ordered it right at the beginning of half-time. About sort of 60 minutes in, not 60 minutes into the set, but 60 minutes in, so what's that, 15 minutes into the second half, a guy comes over and was like, "We've accidentally delivered your wings to the wrong table." I was like, okay. And because they touched it with COVID, we've got to get you a fresh load. I was like, okay, that's fine. He was like, they offered us a drink, fair enough. Well, first of all, they only offered one of us a drink. I was like, no, we both ordered and we've both not got our wings. Yeah. So then we both got our drinks. And then about 15 minutes later, I think I had my wings, but my mate Matt, he didn't have his wings at all still. And I also didn't have a blue cheese dip. So I was like, blue cheese dip and wings are still missing. I was like, I'll go and ask the chef. And then came back out and was like, the chef said you've had both of your wings. I was like, no, another table's had those wings. It was about the 85th minute. By 85th minute, by the time we got our halftime wings.
Jeez,
and all mine was blue cheese sauce that I was waiting on. So yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Absolutely. And that was the highlight of that evening.
I was about to say, it sounds like you spoke more about the podcast than you did about the football, which shows how bad a game it was.
Yeah.
Or how great our podcast is.
Probably that. I was very drunk. I struggled the next day again.
Did you?
When am I going to learn not to baby and drink? Drink and baby.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. You need to have booked the day off with the wife.
Yeah. Well, luckily, Lauren's family, again, seeing Lauren's family, they're going to think I've got an issue at this rate. Don't drink at all, and then all of a sudden start drinking every time I see them. But luckily, they was over for a barbecue, and they took George out in the morning, so it wasn't too bad. Gave me time to recover.
Good.
Right. Do you want to crack on with this list?
Yeah, just to clarify a few rules.
Here we go.
For listeners, just in case. We've both picked spin-offs of our podcast that are also podcasts.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Even though I've been a bit cheaty with that rule.
Okay.
I'd say it is true.
Well, we never discussed it, but specifically we said spin-offs, didn't we? Just generally, I guess.
Yeah,
So
well,
you
but
can't-
I text you making sure it was just podcasts. So it was me who actually implemented the question of that rule, but
and then cheating.
no, I've definitely done it. I've just added audio only.
Okay.
Right, Mike, what's your number 5 spin-off idea?
Okay, so first of all, I feel like I'm going to be very impassioned by all of these.
I've got notes in front of me. I've got pages of notes in front of me.
Well, this first, so some of them I came up with a name, and then thought, okay, shit, what would I actually do with this? And then actually really got into the idea. So this is the one where I came up with the name first.
Yeah.
Just being silly, and then actually came up with a really decent idea, I feel like.
Okay.
So this is MAMOM.
Okay.
Mike and Mike on bikes. Literally for the childishness of, what can I rhyme with Mike? Bikes. Okay. And then I was like, what would the podcast be about? And I was thinking maybe it'd be a fitness podcast. And I thought what would be interesting about that is neither of us are massively into fitness. But I think that would be quite interesting of having the sort of layman, like so maybe like a monthly podcast, I was thinking. We would try different exercise and diet routines, do you know what I mean, in terms of, and then like create a podcast and talking about the pros and cons of it, lessons learned, and like whilst we're doing the month researching the science behind whatever we're doing, and then like podcasting, documenting this journey, so to speak, each month of what we do, and I just thought that'd be really interesting.
Well, I actually agree. Like, I think it won't be as fun as MAMOM.
No,
it'll be difficult, and it'll be for those hardcore people who struggle with dieting and want to get on with that.
But can I just say that's why I think it'd be good is whenever I've looked into like gym stuff, fitness stuff, diet stuff, it's always someone who fucking looks like Joe Wicks. Yeah. Who's like, I promise you, all I do is this 5-minute exercise in my front room, and I look like this. No, you fucking don't. You do loads of extra shit, but you're making out and you're selling this lie of this is how I got in this shape.
Yeah.
And then it's completely unattainable because you try and do what he does, it doesn't work, and it's because he does a lot of other gym work outside those 5 minutes. I was going to say hits.
That's his literal career.
Yeah.
So because working out is his job, so he's always going to be working out.
That's it. So I'd rather listen to people like us.
Yeah, two flabby guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope I'm okay to say that about you.
Yeah. And then, but like that's what I mean. Like that's believable. And then even if we got in shape from it, at least we'd have like, no, but we genuinely did this to get this. There's no like, we paid a private personal trainer to do it and, a personal chef to cook us these incredibly healthy meals. Like we did it through this. Whereas sometimes I feel like even when people do this sort of journey, they completely monetize the whole thing. It's like, if you pay £100 fee, you can buy our videos that show you how to do it.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's not behind a paywall and it's real and honest and there's no secrets behind it.
I like that idea. Maybe it'll give me encouragement to actually diet. I've actually joined the gym today.
Well, that's what I thought would be interesting is if we did that, like half the reason you'd be doing it, obviously it's good for you, we know that, but it gives you motivation to not cheat and to commit to it because you're doing it for the podcast and that potentially you're helping other people. I just like the idea of that. Yeah,
I like it. Great number 5.
Thank you.
Right, you ready for mine?
Yep.
Again, like you, I came up with a name first.
Okay.
Every time you go onto Spotify and search MAMOM, like before you get to the actual final M, this always appears before it. And even when you search MAMOM, if you were to click on songs, this would also appear. And it's Mamma Mia.
Right.
And it stresses me out. It's like, you're searching for MAMOM and all you get is Mamma Mia. So why not call this a spin-off podcast Mamma Mia? So I was like, okay, what do I call it? Mike and Mike make a mess in America. Okay? So I've written the plot synopsis.
This is what you mean by not all of these are possible.
Yes, exactly. Because we haven't got the budget to go to America.
Yeah.
Right.
But let's hear it.
Mike and Mike are bored of making top 5 lists. They feel they've exhausted all ideas. So to celebrate Mike's 60th birthday, they've decided to do a travel podcast across America. Every episode ends with them eating and reviewing pizza at each state's top Italian restaurant, and one of them commenting that they've spilt sauce down them, and the other one saying, what a mess.
I love the oddly specificness of trying to tie the name in. Like, there's so many easier ways you could have done it. But I love that. I actually really like the idea of us two being 60 and driving across America.
Oh, I think it'd be epic.
Really boring conversations, but that was on. Like...
Yeah. Like, we go to the... For some reason, I'm about to say Leaning Tower of Pisa then. Definitely not Leaning Tower to Pisa in America. Go to the Grand Canyon is actually what I had in my head, so maybe I'm a bit tired today. So we go to the Grand Canyon, but instead of like talking about the Grand Canyon, we'll just talk shit like we normally do.
Yeah,
just
I
in
think
front of the... But in the podcast, we'll just say that we're by the Grand Canyon. Really, we could actually do this from home.
Yeah, 100%. But I like the idea of even doing it and being the most redundant like podcast in the world in that sense. Like you say, it's an audio only that's clearly meant to be a video.
Yeah,
I
did actually. Sorry,
oh, go on,
I was going to say I did actually write this one before I texted you about podcast only, and I did say that it's a travel podcast. So that was always the case.
Well, I've always wanted to do a like documentary journey across America of a road trip that is just a bit of a boring road trip, like not well, I guess interesting in its own way, but not like. You know, like some of these where they just go, right, we're going to go to this state and bungee jump. We're going to go to this state and we're going to do a 24-hour drinking session with the Hells Angels and this place. You know what I mean? Like they do all the like extreme and maybe cliche things in each one. Whereas I do like the idea of us going, we're going to find the most average motel in this city and stay there. And we're going to talk about TV shows for 6 hours rather than going to... whatever they're famous for.
Hey, like the dieting, it's a layman's trip to America.
Exactly that. It's a real trip, not a...
Although, on a real trip, you'd still visit the sites, but...
Well, I guess we will. But I tell you what, I already feel like a 60-year-old man sometimes. Because I remember the first time I went to... Well, the second time. The first time I went to London, I went for like school to the Millennium Dome. So I didn't really see much of London. So the second time I went, I must have been 18.
Yeah.
And I went with someone who'd been before, so we were going around, you know, like all the famous sites you go to. And I was like, this is shit. I was like, oh, there's Big Ben. Exactly as it looks in pictures. It's Buckingham Palace. Exactly how it looks in pictures. Do you know what I mean? It was just a sort of like a tick. Okay, I've been there. I've seen it now. I've taken the obligatory picture. Let's move on to the next famous site.
See, that's weird that you said that, because me living near London or growing up near London, when we used to go to London, it was never that big a deal going to these places because they were literally on our doorstep. Not quite our doorstep, you know, just one. Yeah, but
it's much easier to access. Yeah,
yeah.
It's just never interested me really. Like, and it's the same as when I've been to Paris before and places like that, and I've seen the famous sites, and I've always been underwhelmed. What I've always preferred is going like, I don't know, doing something a bit more low key, real, I guess, to sound a bit hipstery. I've always found that more interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 5 idea.
I like it, and I would love to do it.
We'll get on that for our 60th.
Yeah, but I'd say we'll start saving now.
It'll probably be my 60th because it comes first.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless we're a bit short, then we'll go to yours 60th, so we've got a bit more time to save.
Okay. No, we'll go at your 60th. I'll be a young 58 ready to
mingle.
Well. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully Sean is not dead at that point.
fingers crossed. Keep it light.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. What's your number 4 choice?
So I know this is the worst idea. And if anyone is listening to this and is genuinely invested in our spin-offs and is like, oh, that sounds good. This is the one that I think people would be like, this is fucking stupid. Like, what a waste of time. But I love it. But I think I'll be the only person. This one is called MAMOM Revisited. So when we get to our anniversary of our first episode, we start the whole podcast again. And we do every single topic in order again. But we can't pick the same picks. Oh,
I like it.
Yeah, like I said, it's really interesting, but I feel like I'm probably me and you are the only two people that would. And my general audience would be like, I want to hear new stuff, you fucking dicks.
Just another way to get those likes. But we have sort of said that we'd do that in the future. We'd do like...
Well, we said it would be like specific, maybe big episodes, like big topics, like top 5 games or whatever.
Yeah, we'll do
top 5 films.
Yeah, and that we'll do like a well, the spin-off idea will be called like Another or something. We'll title each of those episodes Another Top 5 Games. And
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that idea. It's a simple one, but I like it.
But I also like it because we, some of our first sort of 10 episodes or so, we picked some of the best topics, and we were probably at our worst.
Yes, easily.
Just
and also, there's been so many times as well when, because I've texted you a few times after, it's been like, oh my god, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And it annoyed me. So yeah, I would like to do that.
So
whether people enjoy it, it's up to them.
I'm about to say that's the only problem. Is I feel like it would just be us.
Right, my number 4, is a bit more grounded.
Okay.
And it's an easy one.
Okay.
It's called Movie Trivia Night. So what we do is we record this in a live sort of arena type thing, okay? And we watch
arena?
or pub.
Okay.
Somewhere that's got a cinema screen.
Okay.
And we sit down with the audience and we watch the film.
Simple as just audience is more grounded this one.
Shut up. We watched. I think that says a lot for my.
Yeah, this is the most grounded.
But I like the idea still. So yeah, we watch the whole film, and then once the credits finish, we get onto stage, and then that's when the recording starts, and we have a Q&A with the audience about the film. Me and you have a bit of banter about it. Yeah. And then we get our quiz heads on, and one of us hosts a quiz based on the film we've just watched. Probably the one who made that choice.
Why would we not both just do it? Is this for the audience, the quiz, or are we quizzing each other?
Yeah, it's for we can quiz each other, but it's also for the audience. Okay. Actually, it could be just me and you do this instead of the audience being there, and then one of us quizzes the other person about that film. So
that's maybe the grounded version, but yeah. I'm seeing that you feel like you like the audience sort of.
Yeah, I don't know why. Again, I was on night shift mode when I did all this. I have actually prepared a quiz for you.
Okay.
And the film is on Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, so God, I'm going to be dreadful. I haven't watched Space Jam in so long.
There's 5 questions. I think you'll get some of these.
Okay.
So some of them are trivia, again, but some of them are about the movie as well.
Okay.
This movie started as an advert for which famous brand? So like this episode, it's a spin-off. The movie's a spin-off of the advert.
Is it drink or food related?
No.
Oh.
If you use your brain, so
Michael Jordan Air.
Yeah. Air Jordans by night.
Air Jordans, yeah.
So the adverts were called Hair Jordan and Aerospace Jordan, and they featured Michael Jordan and Bugs facing off against Marvin the Martian, who was trying to steal his shoes.
Nice.
This one's a bit of a tough one. I don't know if you'll get this one.
Okay.
But again, the audience, I suppose that's another word for the audience, isn't it? Listeners on the other end of the headphones.
I hope they're guessing as well.
Yeah. Towards the end of the game, Daffy asked Bill Murray, "How did you get here?" His response was a producer friend of mine. Which producer is he referring to? I've got some clues. Again, I don't know if they'll help.
Will I know their name, or is it better for me to guess?
I think so. So if
they'd worked with him on, you
can guess what they've worked with him on.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And then
so do you want me... Well, this guy produced Space Jam, Animal House, and Baywatch, and also directed Ghostbusters, Meatballs, Stripes, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Junior, and Evolution. So quite a big name director. His name's Evan Reitman.
I've never heard of him. Isn't that nuts? And I've watched so many of those films.
Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I should be ashamed. Sorry, Evan Reitman.
Or Reitman. Reitman. Right. I think his son's doing Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, that's cool.
It's quite cool. What is the name of Michael Jordan's dog?
Buster?
No.
No.
He says the name when he's being lit to death by him.
I don't know, maybe, but that sort of rings a bell. If you tell me the name, it might pop some, but I have no idea.
He says Charles. It's Charles Barkley it's named after.
Oh, that's so good. That's so fucking good.
Right. I'd like to think you'll get one of these. What 5 players had their talent stolen?
Jordan.
Nope.
Oh, no, of course not. Sorry, yeah. Larry Bird?
No, but Larry is one of the first names.
Kobe Bryant? No.
Nope.
That's such a bad
Hard to. That was the worst guess I've ever heard.
Scottie Pippen?
No.
Magic Johnson?
Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure the answer's no, but I just want to double check. No.
No to Magic Johnson?
No to Magic Johnson. I'll give you a clue. The dog.
Charles Barkley?
Yeah. So, Charles Barkley, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Patrick Ewing, and Sean Bradley.
Patrick Ewing I should have guessed.
Yeah. I thought Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing you might have got.
Yeah, I only know those from the The Last Dance. Again, if you've not seen it if you've not listened to our top 5 documentary, I'm surprised that didn't. I thought that might be one of our highest ever. It did decent, but I really thought that would pop off.
But considering the audience that I thought we had for this podcast, you know what's been one of our more popular episodes? The football one. It's like no point had we hinted that it was going to be doing anything sport related, and then all of a sudden our sport one becomes our highest rated one.
Well, in a while anyway.
Yeah, highest listened, sorry, not rated. Everyone who listened might have hated it. Final question. What is the full title of the soon-to-be-released sequel to Space Jam?
Space Jam Get Jammin'.
Do you actually not know the answer to this?
No.
Oh, you've literally gone 0 for 0. 0 for 5.
What is it?
It's Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Oh, mine was better.
It does look awful. But yeah, so that's the gist of it. Maybe put a bit more comedy into it, I don't know. But we rewatch one of our films. And
I think if we do it, I want it to be super dry.
Yeah, because that was really dry.
But that's exactly what it'd be like if we were genuinely quizzing each other if it wasn't through the podcast. It would just be that.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so that's my number 4 choice. A bit more of a grounded choice.
Nice.
Okay. Let's hear your number 3.
This is something I've always enjoyed doing, like since I was about.
I'm going to say it. I was going to shout out masturbating.
Oh yeah, okay. We can move on to my next one then. You got it. That's it. I've always enjoyed this, and this was always an idea I had for even before I even thought about podcasting. But I was like, if I have my own show or whatever, like your own TV host. Yeah, I'd love to do this. It was before Piers Morgan did it, so he owes me money, I'm sure, because he stole it from my brain. And it would be MAMOM Life Stories. And I thought first we could do like 5 episodes where you sort of interview me and deep dive into my life. Then I do 5 episodes where I interview you and deep dive into your life. And then after that, from that point onwards, we get guests on each time. And we literally do that. We talk to people about their life stories. I'm not talking about like famous people either. In fact, I'd rarely, if ever, want to do that. I just like the idea of getting a normal person and then just getting to know them on air. I don't know. I just feel like there's something really compelling about that.
So instead of being annoyed with Piers Morgan, you should actually be annoyed with Tim Vine. Tim Vine had a talk show on BBC Radio 4, the Tim Vine show, in which literally he had never met these people beforehand. But it was just random people from the audience that got pulled onto stage and had a quick 5-minute interview with Tim Vine and then went on their day. And it was just literal normal people that he just got to know.
But I'm talking like an hour-long podcast.
Oh, yeah. But he's he did a brief summary of that with a lot of jokes, obviously.
Yeah.
Because Tim Vine can't do anything without jokes.
It's what ended his first marriage. I have no idea if that's true.
It's just the most bizarre thing you've ever said.
No, but it must be a nightmare if they're trying to have like serious conversations. You try and turn it into a fucking pun.
Oh, but I do that.
Which is why you'll be divorced in about 2 years' time.
Lauren legitimately hates my puns.
Like, do you ever get a laugh, do you reckon, from him?
I just get a groan and a sort of shake of the head. All I ever get. The conversation that we've been having is then just done at that point.
For the rest of the night, she punishes shit. No more conversation for you.
You've just destroyed all talking privileges.
Yeah. I'll have to think that she gives you a card that allows you to talk to her. And when you do a pun, you sort of go, I know, and hand it over for the night.
I like it.
I might make one of that for her.
So again, with this life stories, we'll get back on topic. A bit sort of not got comedic value to it, which we try and have a bit of humour in it, even if we're only making ourselves laugh.
Yeah. Although I do feel like it was never my intention to make a funny podcast in any way, shape or form. Like, that's never the aim.
But we're 2 of the top comedians in the country, so it was always going to happen.
I don't think there's anyone called Mike out there who's funnier.
No. I can't name a single British comedian called Mike.
No. Especially not from Scotland.
Mike Wozniak.
Mike Myers.
But he's Canadian.
He's Canadian? I thought he was Scottish. Why do I think he's Scottish?
Because he did Shrek in a Scottish accent.
Maybe.
He originally did Shrek in a Canadian accent. They already had to sort of redo most of the lines again because it was an actor called Chris Farley who was originally cast to play Shrek, but then he died of an overdose. So then they brought in Mike Myers later, who did the whole thing in a Canadian accent, and then afterwards thought, no, I think this will be better in a Scottish accent because Lord Farquaad was played in a British accent, and he thought Scottish accent to play on that would be better.
No, that's really clever.
He re-recorded the whole script again and cost DreamWorks $20 million to do it.
Do you know what? There's your little weird thing that you're good at, that you'd gone Britain's Got Talent for, is that I can mention famous films or actors and you'll have some odd trivia about them. I love that.
Yeah, that was quite a sort of... Got into that segue good, didn't I?
Yeah, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah. Maybe that should have been one of my choices.
Top 5 tangents.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of yours. It'd be one that I personally wouldn't enjoy doing, I don't think. I think it'd be too... It's the sort of thing that I'd find difficult to do, talking to people that personal, potentially.
I'm going to do it to you then. I am going to deep dive on you.
Never say those lines again.
I said what I said. So yeah, MAMOM Life Stories. I genuinely want us to put this out on a vote, and I want to pilot the one that wins.
Shall we even do mine?
I don't think we even put yours on there.
Well, that's just unfair. I think we can do mine still.
Maybe we do them separately then, go, this is the one that we will actually pilot. This is the one that if we win the lottery, we made.
Well, we could do grounded versions. We could potentially make up a script for America. What we could do is we can find a video that walks around America, and we both watch it at the same time, and then talk about it while we're doing it.
That sounds truly, truly awful. But
it's the only way around it.
But if the audience want it, I guess.
Well, you ready for my number 3 then?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Right. I've seen this done a few times, but nothing major.
Okay.
I say that. I've never seen this I've seen more sort of serialized versions of this. But this is MAMOM, the audio-only motion picture.
Okay.
So it's an audio play in which, when discussing our top... I've got the synopsis, by the way. An audio play in which, when discussing our top 5 movie villains, a mysterious object lands in our garden. We run out to look, and curiosity gets the better of us, and we touch it. This object, as we later find out, causes thoughts to come alive. And since our last thoughts were our top 5 villains, we're in serious shit. However, being the world's best podcasters, our audience believes we're the best people to save the world, and so begins our quest to destroy all 10 movie villains and finally get back home to finish the episode.
I mean, I genuinely wouldn't mind giving that a go if I didn't know how it'd be so difficult, I imagine, to for the production of that. Even forget the cost, just even to put that together and edit it sounds like a fucking nightmare.
But it's audio only, and it's I think we'd be the only voices in it. Like, we can be like... We haven't done our top 5 movie villains, but we could be like, oh my god, look, there's Voldemort. We don't have to, like, Voldemort doesn't have to have any lines. It's just us talking.
Just describe him.
Yeah, it's like, what's he doing with his wand? Is he about to say... No, he can't be about to say that. Yeah, we go like that.
Okay, sounds like Voldemort's about to flash you in that, but okay.
I was trying to think of the curses. I couldn't think what they're called.
Do you know what my favourite things is? In fact, I'm going to Google and read some to you. Very, very simple. Someone got a load of Harry Potter quotes and replaced wand with,
yes.
Willy.
I've seen this. Yeah, I have seen this. But read it out for the listeners who haven't.
So, let's hear some of these. So, like I say, very simple. They've just taken genuine quotes from Harry Potter and replaced wand with Willy. The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter, would become obviously the Willy chooses the wizard. Where is it? Oh, this is a shit version of it.
Spinoff idea number 2. Mike Googles things.
Okay, here we go. This one with penis. Okay. Harry's penis was vibrating as though an electric charge was surging through it. Your penis, Lucius. I require your penis. Voldemort drew out his own penis and compared the lengths. That's a genuine one.
That one's a good one. That's good.
You talk about penises like they've got feelings, said Harry, like they can think for themselves. And then we've got, I'll let you pick the number for the last one. We've got left between 4 all the way through to 26.
21.
So 21's is... Snape gave Harry a swift, piercing look. Harry looked down at the floor. He wished Ron would put his penis down.
That's another good one. I like it.
There you go. I might keep that for later and just sprinkle those quotes in.
But yeah, I like the idea of us doing like a little audio play just based on our podcast. I think it'd be funny.
Well, when we do our podcast day,
Yeah.
we'll have we'll do the opening 5 minutes to our podcast play and see how it goes.
Yeah. By the way, if no one's listening to it on the podcast, it used to be called Nerdist. I think it's now called Idiot with Chris Hardwick. But they did a reunion of Futurama in which it was literally just an audio play of Futurama, and it was fantastic. So I highly recommend that if you've not seen it or listened to it. Right. Should we move on to number 2?
Let's do it.
That's a catchphrase of us. By the way, I see it so many times when I'm editing. Just me going, let's move on to our number, whatever number, and you just going, let's do it. I just look for the let's do it, and then I put the swish in. Let's do it. Right. Let's see your number 2 then.
So, this was a random... Well, no, this is I had an idea first and then came up with the name. So I think number 5 and number 4 were names and then concepts, and then number 3 and number 2 were concepts and then names.
Okay.
So I'll tell you the name and you guess what it is about.
Okay.
So it's called Lord of the Binge.
Are we going to binge watch a load of long TV series and films?
No, although I can totally see why you'd do that. But think about what type of book.
Well, it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I don't know then.
I've gone with it. I think, again, this is one of those that I think is going to be really good. But again, it's probably just going to be me. Although I'm actually not doing it for me, I'm doing it for others. I have this weird thing, like I've told you before, where I can't sleep unless I read. It takes me like 2-3 hours if I don't read to shut my brain off. So I read a lot. I find it, I guess, easier than most because I sort of have to read. But I know a lot of people don't read very much anymore, but would like to get back into it.
Like me.
So I wanted to do a book read-along podcast where we say, right, this week we're going to read chapters 1 to 5 of this book, and then we're going to discuss it on the podcast.
Podcast, what's the word? Book club.
Read along? Yeah, so yeah, exactly. I don't know if they exist, then I take it from that reaction.
Yeah, book clubs are things that people do.
No, podcast book clubs, I mean.
Oh, I don't know podcast ones.
Oh, right. But I just thought that'd be really cool, and then I thought as well that the beauty of it being a podcast rather than like something live is that you can sort of go at your own pace. And I feel like whenever I've seen things on like YouTube where they do like I think they call it buddy read-alongs. They normally read the whole book and then do a video on it. Whereas I like this idea of it encouraging, because how many people start books and then give up, even when they're enjoying it.
I put my hand up there and I realised that it's an audio thing. It's not a visual media, this podcasting. But
maybe we'll have to start doing like stage directions equivalent of a podcast.
Michael raises his hands.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was a really cool idea, and then like people could become part of the conversation, because the next week when we read chapters 6 to 10, we could say, "Oh, this is what some of our listeners had to say, and these are some of the people's theories and things like that." I don't know. I just thought that'd be cool. I thought that might be inspiring for some people. I know that in the past I would have liked that with some books that I was getting into, particularly like because I read a lot of fantasy. A lot of them have lots and lots of books in them. So I found when I've tried to read Wheel of Time twice, and I gave up both times in the well. I've technically not given up at the minute. I've just had a break, but I gave up both times in the middle when you hit the slog. And I feel like if I had something like that where I could hit, because again, you try, I'm halfway through a book, I'm struggling. I go online and look at it. It's always like, here's reviews of the whole book, and I'm like, well, I can't listen to that to see what other people are thinking of it. Because sometimes I just want to know, does someone go, do you know what? I was really struggling the first half, and then it turned amazing. But I can't do that because I might spoil it for myself. Whereas to have like, the book, only the first 12 chapters, I've read the first 10, I'll read the next 2, and then I can listen to that and see what they're saying. Yeah,
no, I actually quite like that idea.
Yeah, I feel pretty passionate about it.
I'm a fan of that one. Yeah. Right. My number 2 is definitely my most bizarre spin-off idea.
Okay, because all of them have been so so boring and plain and vanilla.
You ready for this? This is actually probably the most boring one I've done.
Okay, let's hear it.
Eminem on Eminem. Mike and Mike go through the life of Marshall Bruce Mathers III, starting back in 1972 and talking about his first year alive and how his 73-hour birth almost caused his mum to die. There's currently 48 episodes planned, but potential for another 28 more episodes to come on a yearly basis. Maybe we release them on the October 17th each year, which is his birthday. What do you think?
I mean, is it weird that I fucking love that idea?
I've got a second idea. So this is a spin-off of that.
Okay.
M&M on M&Ms.
Okay.
So Mike and Mike discuss the history of the Mars-owned M&M multicoloured button-shaped chocolates, and each episode focuses on the year of M&M's history, starting in 1941, when Forrest Mars Sr. copied the idea for M&Ms when he saw soldiers during the Spanish Civil War eating the British-made Smarties.
Bastards, I always knew they stole it from Smarties. Motherfuckers.
So yeah, we've got M&M on M&M and M&M on M&Ms.
And then eventually, when we become super big with those two podcasts, we'll have M&M eating M&Ms, talking about M&Ms.
I like it.
Whilst, listen, I don't know. I feel like we can go even. I feel like we can inception this bitch.
Yeah, I was going to say there's an inception. I went with the only two M&Ms that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
What about if we get two girls called Emily on it as well? So M&M discuss M&M whilst eating M&Ms.
Yes.
Or we legally change our names to Emily to make it work. Do you know what, though? I won't put that past us eventually when we start to run out of ideas.
But yeah, it's got scope, hasn't it? By the way, I've gone with
scope.
The episodes 48 and then 28 more based on the fact that the average life age for a male is 76 years old. So that's why I've gone with potential 28 more episodes.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I did the maths here.
I feel like I'd struggle maybe like years 2 to 17 potentially.
But you're not intrigued about his 73-hour birth, causing his mum to die?
Yeah, that's why I said years 2. Year 1, yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah, invested. Well, I can say M&M's is a bit boring until like the 1950s.
Oh, wow, then what happens?
They introduced the peanut M&M.
Oh, shit got real then.
Yeah. But they didn't used to be multicolored. It only used to be beige, the peanut M&M.
Well, like peanut
this is something I did on that night shift as well. I googled M&Ms
and actually learnt quite a bit of history about them.
Yeah,
I like it.
So yes, that's my number 2 spin-off idea.
Okay. Maybe my favourite so far.
Well, that's why it was number 2.
Yeah, true.
So I just like the silliness of it. But can you see what I mean about just no to any of my ideas?
Yeah, definitely.
We've gone about this very differently.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Moving on to honourable mentions. You got any honourable mentions?
Yeah, this is the only one you know because this is what started this podcast episode's idea off. So I sent you the name for a spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
So it's called Listen with Headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise
as opposed to listening with your eyes.
No, but I just think sometimes when I listen to podcasts, I listen to it like, you know, on speaker, on my phone or whatever.
Oh, okay. I apologise for being a dick.
Well, yeah. I just accept it now. I just move on from it. I'm like, that's just Mike. Yeah, whereas I thought we'd have conversations on here that would be a bit raunchy, perhaps, a little bit rude, a little bit silly, and that you'd be like, oh, I want to make sure I'm listening with headphones because this appears really inappropriate if I'm, around the house. Someone's like, what the fuck you listening to? So I thought, I don't know, we'd have like drunk stories or like funny sex stories, dating stories, relationship stories, just things like that.
I like it.
Yeah, the reason honourable mention is I just don't know how much legs it has.
Well, that's where you'd get on guests.
Yeah, you'd need guests, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I liked the again, one of them that came up with the title first just came to me. I was like, oh, listen with headphones, and then it's because sometimes when I'm listening to a podcast or a YouTube video, and it's not inappropriate, but because like you think, oh god, the window's open. If someone heard this, they'd think, what the fuck is he listening to? So you like turn it down quickly.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of it. I was like, oh, I wish I was listening to headphones with this, and then I was like, oh.
Well, it's like it's similar to me talking about watching Big Mouth on the bus.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. No, I semi-like it. I say I semi-like it. I like it. I don't know why I said I semi-like it.
I'm about to tell me your reservations.
I don't know. Oh, God. Do I need more sleep today?
I think so.
I don't even feel tired.
But that's when you know you're really fucking tired.
Yeah.
When you've gone past tiredness.
Yeah, you're right. Right, my honourable mention is a title that you might recognise.
Okay.
MAMOM Revisited.
No way, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
But not quite the same. So Mike and Mike revisit the top... Again, I've written a stupid extract to it.
I like it. Commit to a serious read-through.
Mike and Mike revisit the top 5 lists from the past 32 years, except this time they're joined by their kids, who most likely insult all their choices and ask why they're still doing podcasts, as no one's done any since the famous musicians came back to life and produced the world's greatest podcast ever, Fabom, famous artists and bands on Mike.
Wow. And they fucking ripped us off as well, the
They did.
to get there.
It's because we were like the most famous to begin with. That's why they stole the idea from us. But yeah. So anyway,
I like the
forgetting
idea
the stupid
genuinely
plot.
No, but I think genuinely, obviously you've got to wait a long time. I like the idea of us revisiting this with our kids.
Yeah. And we are both going to call our kids Mike.
Oh, we have to now.
Yeah. So it'll be Mike and Mike and Mike and Mike on Mike.
I really like that idea.
Yeah.
I think that's a genuine idea, because even if we stopped doing it tomorrow, it's still something, like if we just gave up podcasting tomorrow, we could still do that because we've got enough episodes here already to do that with.
Well, this is our 25th episode, would you believe?
I feel like we've done more.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't a big deal then.
No, I feel like I'll be impressed when we hit 50.
Okay. We have actually, 26 technically, because we had a minisode.
Yeah, we don't count that.
No, it was a mini one. Although, for listeners that don't necessarily follow on Instagram and Facebook, we did have a winner of the top 5 fictional dads from last week. Forgot to mention this at the top of the episodes. Probably should have done that then. And it was Mufasa from The Lion King.
I do feel like that's a shit choice.
It was my choice, so I don't care. And then in second place, was Uncle Phil, which I found interesting because Mufasa was my number 1 choice. Uncle Phil was your number 5.
Yeah, obviously I have shocking taste.
Yeah. Yeah, your number 1 and number 2 pick didn't even get past the group stages.
Is that Sandy and Eric?
Yeah.
Poor Sandy.
They were niche choices, weren't they?
Yeah, I knew that going in.
I got a lot of abuse on Facebook.
But Sandy got some votes, though, didn't he? I don't think Eric Taylor got 1 vote, did he?
No, Eric Taylor, literally, Mufasa came out with 100%.
No, Coach Taylor.
Yeah. And then in last place, in third place, should I say, was Phil Dunphy, who we both picked.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
He was.
I'd say it evened out, actually. And it was a close battle, I'd say, between Uncle Phil and Mufasa. There was only 10% in it.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
No.
I just don't feel like, like Mufasa. I know obviously he's a dad, but I just don't consider him a dad when I think of The Lion King for some reason.
Well, it's going to make you laugh. Lauren, when I said Mufasa's 1, her response was, but he died. As if that makes him a shit dad. It wasn't his fault he died. So yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Her.
No, Mufasa, I was thinking of.
Oh, bless Mufasa.
Yeah, like, he's gone through all of that and did that to save his child. He's getting fucking Lauren Ellingham shitting all over him.
Right, let's move on and go for our number 1 choices.
I think you'll like this.
I think you'll hate mine.
Well, that about sums up our podcast, I reckon. And our choices. I think you'll really like this. I think you'll want to do this.
Okay.
So, we get a lot of baby oil. We'll obviously have to limit this one. No. This one is called MAMOM Top 100. And what it is we create a joint list. So we decide on this together. We already know each other's choices. Mm-hmm. And we talk about, rather than having 5 episodes each, 10 overall that we talk about and don't know, we talk about 10 episodes and count down from 100 to 10. So there's 10 episodes, 10 choices each episode, counting down. So we could do like top 100 films, top 100 shows, and go through it all together and talk about it. And obviously there'll probably be some choices on there that only one of us have, but on the whole, you'll feel like, particularly when we get to the top 20, 30, 40, we'll have seen both. So I think it might be interesting, because it's not often we have a conversation where we've both seen or watched it or heard of it or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be nice to do it that way. And I like the idea of we're doing top 5s to do a special where we do top 100.
No, I like the idea of that.
It actually makes sense for episodes like 90 to 100, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's a potential there.
Yeah.
I should have a think about that.
I knew you'd like it. Look at you, your cogs are whirring. I can hear it.
Come and think of ideas. Think of ideas. Yeah. I haven't got more to say about that because you've...
Well, I thought as well, even better, I thought that is our inspiration, that we've got to finish that film list.
Yeah.
And then we order them, and then we can even, although obviously we're not getting money from it, we can put a link to our movie poster list. And I just like the idea of other people watch it, so listen to that, and then, because you could almost listen to the podcast on the Sunday, see the top 10 and try and watch those 10 films before the next podcast came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a mission, I guess, but I don't know. Or you can, again, that's the beauty with podcasts, you can take them at your leisure.
Yeah, you don't have to go super fast.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to once a week. You can, stop and binge when you want to.
No. My favourite podcast at the moment's gone on a little break, and one of them's just had a baby. But there's so many episodes that I haven't listened to in the past that I can just go back to, because it's one of those things where you don't have to listen to them in order. You can just pick and choose your best ones, and which I know definitely what people do with us.
Yeah, you see it with
there's
numbers.
some lists. Yeah, there's some lists that people just aren't interested in, whereas there's some that people definitely are interested in.
Yeah, but again, that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like your number one. So what's it called? Top 100.
Yeah, MAMOM Top 100.
You have to send me the titles of all these.
Yeah, I'll do that now. Actually.
Yeah. Right. My final one. You're gonna absolutely hate. It's called MAMOM the Musical.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Mike and Mike hit the road to treat the world to their Tony Award-winning musical. But except hitting the road, maybe we'll just do it via podcast.
Yep.
Follow the history of this global sensation podcast as they bring you such hits as It Started With a WhatsApp Message, Segway Madness, and who can forget the chart-topping hit, Bingo.
I was just about to say that.
I've actually written one of the songs.
Okay.
Called Segway Madness, and I've just sent you your lyrics.
Okay, I've just got it here.
So you've got no idea.
Oh, Welsh Delegate, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I'd got rid of all of my elegance, but I hadn't for you. But I've left the last. Well, as you can see, I've blanked out most of my words and just left you with the last word.
Okay.
So yeah, W is you and E is me. We're not going to sing it. We're not singers, and I haven't got the tune yet. But do you want to hear? Well, this is a podcast exclusive of Segway Madness
from MAMOM the Musical.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll put a sick beat on the back of this. It'll be like Hamilton.
Okay. Mike, have you heard?
What's the word?
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
So?
It's one of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a day. You can eat it, taste it. That's a sense.
Please go on. You're keeping me in suspense.
Of the senses, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Mike, what's your number 5 department store?
That's easy. It's John Lewis. And I love the Christmas adverts it gives to us. Also, what a great segue. But now it's time to make headway. Did you know that suits in a deck of cards is meant to represent the classes of medieval society?
Well, that's a lot of variety.
You say that, but there's only 4. And on the subject of 4, let's not detour. Let's hear your number 4 movie with gore.
For this, I picked The Prestige. I hope this choice does appease.
It does. I love the world of magic. And here's a fact that's also not tragic. The song The Magic Number was written in the basement, and that number is 3. Hey, that's a good placement. Mike, what's your third favourite meat to barbecue?
I'm a big fan of slow-cooked kangaroo.
In Australia, they call it a barbie.
That's not what we say in Derby. Did you know Forest first played Derby in 1892? But they scored 3, whereas we only scored 2. And although the facts got me feeling a bit blue, the fact we scored 2, I'm sure you know what to do.
Of course. Here's my number 2 top zoo. It's Whipsonade, of course it is. Hey, before we continue, fancy a pop quiz? How many wheels does a unicycle have?
Just 1. A bicycle, it's half.
And how many moons around the earth?
Just 1. Come on, I knew that from birth.
And how many Christmases do we celebrate in a year?
Just 1, and it's when Santa does appear.
Oh my god, I hadn't realised the answers were all 1. Ha, isn't that a bit of fun? And on the subject of 1, come on, let's hear your number 1 fictional son.
Easy, that's Bart Simpson. And what a great segue that was. I bet the listeners are full of applause.
And with that, this episode must end. I have a Storm Chasers meeting to attend. Oh, in this musical, I'm a Storm Chaser, just to give a bit of meat to my character.
Okay, what am I?
You're Mike.
Oh. Why are you a Storm Chaser? I love that.
I originally wrote this role for Bill Paxman.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
But then you felt like you were the better fit for it, or did he turn you down?
A bit of both.
Bit of both.
Yeah. I'd sort of, in my head, I was like, I feel like this should be me. And then he came to me and was like, Mike, I'm just not feeling it. I was like, you know what? I wasn't feeling it either. So maybe this is a good mutual agreement that we should just move on.
How long did this take you to write?
Not long enough.
I love this. Great commitment. And that is the first taste of MAMOM the Musical coming to all cinemas globally this time next year.
I thought you'd really appreciate Segway Madness to be the musical song that I wrote.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't feeling MAMOM the Musical until you told me the hit songs that are coming out, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you were sold. So,
and you know what the last one's going to be, don't you? The last song to close the curtains.
Oh, yeah, I think I do.
And stop record.
Oh, I like it. God, we've already got catchphrases.
Yeah. Oh, do you know that could be a really sad one where one of us dies? Like a really heart-wrenching way to end it and stop record. It's not just about our podcast ending.
Oh my God.
It's about our life.
Maybe if one of us dies, we need to do this musical.
As like and then
tribute to the other
If
one.
I died, who would you get to play me?
Zac Efron.
Oh, well, who else? He casts himself in that role, doesn't he?
I mean, there was no thought behind that whatsoever. Like, instantly, Zac Efron.
You know, the heart knows what the heart knows.
Exactly, it was a no-brainer. So yeah, those are our top 5 spin-off ideas.
And we will put 5 of them. No guessing which ones, and we will, whichever gets the most votes, we will genuinely pilot.
I really, really hope that people are annoyed that none of my choices get voted.
I think
I really hope that there's going to be a...
Do you know what? Let's just put them all up and see what happens. And if it's one of yours, we'll have to try and make it work, because we've promised it now. Jesus Christ.
Well, if it's like the motion picture or the musical, well, the musical one, dear God, people, best. That's one that I'd recommend without headphones.
I'm going to be so pissed if one of yours wins, because I really like mine.
And then I just went absolutely...
batshit.
Yes. I think that's a good description of what to say.
Yeah.
So just to repeat, for Mike, we've had Listen with Headphones, Fantasy Books Read Along, Lord of the Binge. That's a question mark apparently on the title.
Yeah.
Then MAMOB, Mike and Mike on Bikes. MAMOM Revisited. I've just realised these aren't in order. I do apologise.
Yeah.
MAMOM Revisited, MAMOM Top 100, and MAMOM Life Stories. And then for me, we've got MAMOM the Musical, MAMOM Revisited, Eminem on Eminem, and Eminem on M&Ms.
Which could later be Eminem talking about Eminem whilst eating M&Ms. So we've got scope there.
Yeah. MAMOM the audio-only motion picture, Movie Trivia Night, and Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Go on to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. I'll set up a little link for a poll and have a vote. See which one you would like to pick.
Which one of mine would you least like to do? And then I'll do the same for yours.
MAMOM Life Stories would be the one that I'd least like to do.
Okay. Mine would be, even though I'm shocking at singing, like super bad, I would rather do that than MAMOM the audio film, because fuck me, I won't even know where to start. Dear God. That would be a shit
literally
show.
Gave the plot synopsis.
I mean, it's not even that.
Random object arrives in our garden.
Do you know what? If we do it, if that one gets voted, I think I'm going to really commit and literally spend a weekend writing a script.
Yeah.
I genuinely am.
I like it.
So please, God, don't vote for that one.
Mike hasn't got the time for that.
I do not have the time for that. Yeah, I
enjoy doing that one though. Yeah.
And what are we going to hopefully record tomorrow?
And by record tomorrow, you also mean release next week for everyone. And it is our top 5 alien invasion films.
Which sounds difficult, but if you just spend a couple minutes thinking about films that have alien invasions in, there's actually quite a lot to pick from.
There's a hell of a lot. And I've rewatched all of mine, and I've rewatched too many, and I've got to narrow it down.
I've got 8 to pick from.
Yeah, I've got 7.
Well, actually, I say 7 because I know one's an honourable mention.
Okay. Yeah, do you know what? I say 6 because I know one of mine's an honourable mention. But yeah, so the reason we're doing that is to celebrate our cousins across the pond in America, their Independence Day from us, in which, so obviously Independence Day, alien invasion, no-brainer.
No fucking brainer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I feel I've got some choices that you and the audience wouldn't have heard before, but they're actually really good film.
Yeah, I've just done them now. I've done 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I've got a few to pick from 5. I think that'll be a last minute decision.
Yeah.
Probably panicked.
Right. Should we say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That felt very pointless, that did.
Why?
You ever seen Pointless?
Yeah. Oh, and it's goodbye from me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm with you. That wasn't the vibe I was going for.
What vibe were you going for?
I don't even know.
Let's do that again. Let's record it again then. I want a bit more energy.
Okay. Right. My number 5 choice is Mamma Mia.
Oh, God. That's right. We're doing it all again. And we're not editing any of the first bit out.
I think this is a short podcast episode anyway, so we can just ramble on. People cut if they want to. I got told by someone that they don't, if they hear that we're sort of rounding off, they just stop listening because it goes on for ages. It's like, yeah, that's fair. I won't get annoyed with you for that. But I did also tell them that sometimes I put little snippets at the end of the little music. So it's like a Marvel TV show end credit scene. You don't know when it's going to appear, but you've got to watch every single one.
That's when I wanted people to try and put an emoji. Like, if you got to this far, put this emoji so we know you got to the end.
And guess how many we got?
0.
Yeah.
I feel like people did. They were just ashamed of themselves and didn't want to admit they listened to the shit. That's what I like.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. So
right, should we wrap it up? Oh, no, we're not going to wrap it up.
This week, put a squid emoji if you got to the end.
Didn't even know there was a squid emoji.
I don't know. If there isn't, no, I don't know. They didn't get to the end, if it's because that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
The closest
we'll never know because we're not going to Google it.
No, that'd be lazy. I mean, effort.
I'd put S and the pound sign.
I would put the squirting symbol and a snake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd put a few snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Right, let's round it up.
Yeah, all right then. See you next week, everyone.
See you next week. Bye.